Hi everyone, my name's Emma or Movie Mayhem Makeup. I'll be hosting this week's Superstar Sundays. For your chance to win the entire eyeshadow collection, all you need to do is recreate your own version of this butterfly skull. I've created a step-by-step video for you to help you. I hope you enjoy it and I look forward to seeing all your creations. Thank you. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is put my base down, which is just going to be a basic foundation. The butterflies will cover most of your face, so you don't need to go too crazy with this. And then I'm just going to put concealer around my eyes just to make the actual makeup pop more when I put it on. So just blend your concealer in. Then what I'm going to do is go in with an eye pencil and just mark all the areas which we're going to colour in with the butterfly makeup. So we're going to just mark out the edges of the butterfly makeup. With this one, you really want to use basically like the cheapest, easiest to remove eye pencil that you've got, because we're just marking in the spaces. You're probably going to make a few mistakes on this, especially when you're trying to get it symmetrical on the other side of your face. So the reason I use a pencil is just because it rubs off so easily. If you go in straight away with eyeliner or face paint, and if you make a mistake, when you rub it off, it's going to be much harder to remove and you're going to end up with smudges all over your face. So I always go in with a pencil just to mark the areas, and then it also gives you lays down the line so that when you come to do the actual lines, the finished lines after, it's much easier. You can basically just trace over the areas that you've marked in already. Plus where you've got areas you see at the bottom of my eye, that bottom area is going to be all black. So it just saves you wasting your coloured product on the areas that are going to be coloured in black anyway. So you don't want to be wasting your expensive eyeshadow on areas that you're not going to see anyway. So I'm just going to mark in all the different areas with the pencil so that we can come back and go over it after. So the nose, we're just going to draw in like a normal skull nose, and then we'll fill in the butterfly details after. I'm just going to mark roughly where the teeth are going to go. You don't have to draw all the teeth in, just to make sure you've got enough space for them. And then draw the butterfly detail above the eyebrow. With this look, I've put in all the detail that I could. Obviously you can make it less complicated if you just wanted to do the eyes and the mouth. It's totally up to you, but I thought I'd include everything. So if you wanted to do the whole thing, obviously you've got the tutorial there to be able to do it. The neck bit, I wasn't sure whether to add it, but I thought it does add to the look, so I thought I'd do it so that if you do want to do it, you can obviously add it in. If it's too much, then you can leave it out. So I'm going to go in now with the colour. I'm just using eyeshadow. I've got my two favourite eyeshadow palettes, the Be Perfect Stacey Marie Carnival 3 palette, which I love. It's so pigmented. So I'm going to use the blue, I think it's Lagoon and Lime. I'm going to use from those for the blue and the green. And then I've got the Makeup Revolution Birds of Passion palette, which I love as well, and that's got the yellow in it. So I'm just going to go in. What I do is pack on the colours and then blend them. So you want to, obviously, if you decide to do different colours, you need to use colours that are going to blend easily together. Blue, green and yellow obviously go lovely together. And then on the other parts, I've done like a reddy pink with orange and yellow, and obviously they blend in together. I did go over the eyeshadow again, so I've just shown it on here blending together, but then once I'd blended it, I did go over all the colours again just to give them a bit more pop. And then I'm doing this one, I'm going in with the pink, orange and again the yellow on the Makeup Revolution palette, and just blending them all together. Again, I've done every single one of them I've done twice and then re-blended them just to make the colours pop and make sure they were all blended, but I thought it would take too long to show you it all, so I just showed you the first blend, but obviously I went in again after that. With the neck, I just drew the line on there because the underneath is going to be dark. It takes a bit longer to do the neck and you need a bit more product. With the green on this one, I went for a darker green because I used the lime from the Be Perfect palette, but it didn't show up as well, so I went in with a darker green, still from the Be Perfect palette, but I just needed a darker one on my neck, so I just thought I'd let you know. So again, just go in and blend all the colours together. It takes a bit longer on your neck because obviously it's a bigger area, and then just fill in the other side exactly the same as the side that I showed you, and just go through that. Now I'm going to go over the lines now. What I did is I used the black face paint from the Mayron palette. Obviously you can use any black face paint, or if you don't have face paint you can use eyeliner works just as well. I'm just used to using the face paint and using the brushes, so it's easier for me to do it with the face paint, so that's why I went for that. The thinner lines, I'll show you in a little while. The detail inside sort of the butterfly wings is really thin, so I did use eyeliner for that because the eyeliner brushes are that much thinner. So I'm just putting a little bit of detail in the top bit of the eye, but you can do the whole thing with black eyeliner, you don't need face paints. Some of the areas that's slightly thicker, like around the neck where the black is slightly thicker, it will probably take you ages to do it with that little eyeliner brush. So what you can do for the bigger areas, you can just fill it in with a bit of black eyeshadow if it makes it easier. Like this bit is not too bad, you could probably do this with the eyeliner brush, but some of the bits on the neck are a little bit thicker. You could do it all with the eyeliner brush, but just if it gets too much, you can use black eyeshadow just to fill the bigger bits in. So I'm just going to fill in the details at the bottom of the eye. With these, I filled it in, and then I had to go back over and make sure it went right up to my eye. This bit was a mistake. I should have put the pencil on the bottom bit of my waterline before really I filled in the whole detail, so I'm sorry about that. If you watch the video first, obviously you can do the waterline first, but if you're following along with the video and you've already done it, then I'm sorry, I should have done the waterline before. So I'm just going to go in and add in the detail here. You can see with the smaller detail I'm going in with the eyeliner brush because it's smaller, and it does thinner lines and just makes the finer detail easier. So I'm just going to go in and add, so I've got the thicker lines, and then I'm just going to go in and add some more delicate detail with the eyeliner. Now with the jaw, obviously we're doing like a skeleton's jaw, so I'm just going to go over the lines and then fill that in, and then we're going to shade it. I'll show you after. I'm going to shade it with black eyeshadow so you get more of a shadowy look rather than the hard lines. So it sort of contrasts with the rest of the butterfly lines. The rest of the butterfly lines are going to be quite neat, whereas this skull jaw is going to be a bit more shadowy. So I'll show you. I'm just taking a thicker brush and filling in the rest of the jaw. This is the bit I was talking about. You can use black eyeshadow for the whole thing if you don't have face paints, because obviously it will take you ages to fill this in with eyeliner. So now this bit I'm just going in with black eyeshadow around the edge. If you use black eyeshadow to shade the whole thing, that's fine. You can still just fill in the edges with black eyeshadow and then go in with a bigger brush and just shade it out so that you've got sort of a darker line on the outside, and then you're shading into shadow in the middle. And then I'm just going to go in all around this jawline and fill it in with black eyeshadow, and then go back over with a bigger brush and shade it out. And with black eyeshadow, less is definitely more. You don't want to pack on loads and loads of black eyeshadow, otherwise it's just going to end up with black smudges all over your face. You just need a little bit, enough just to blend it out and give it that shadowy effect. So just going to fill in under my chin. I filled in with black. You're barely going to see that in the finished look, so it doesn't need to be perfect. It's just to give it a bit of shadow in. If it's not perfect, mine wasn't perfect, because you're not going to see it once you put your head down. So it's just to give it a bit of shadow in. So I just filled in the black underneath there quite roughly. So just going to fill in the lines on this bit, and then just make the bottom bits thicker, because that's where you're going to add the white dots to give the butterfly effect. Again, if you're using eyeliner, if you want to fill in the bottom bits with black eyeshadow, you can do, because they're a bit thicker. It will take you a while if you're just using a thin eyeliner brush, but you can use the eyeliner brush to do that bit as well. It will just take you a bit longer because the brush is that much thinner. So I'm just going to go in and fill all these in. And then again with the eyeliner, I'm just going to add some detail to the bottom, but you don't need to do too much detail on this bottom bit, just a few lines to give the butterfly wing effect. And I'm just going to fill the nose in. Go around it with the face paint or the eyeliner just to give it some more definition, but I also do it a little bit thick, the black around the edges, because we're going to go in and put white dots in that after, okay? Just clean it up. If you've got any little splodges or bits that you've gone over, or the lines are not completely straight, you can always take a baby wipe and just wipe them off and tidy it up that way. So then just going to added a few lines on the nose to give it a bit more of the butterfly detail, and then just fill in this top bit again with black, just to give it more of a wing effect. Now with the lips, I'm going in with an orange and a yellow, so I'm going over the lips with orange face paint first of all, and then I'm going to add orange eyeshadow over those. If you don't have face paint, you can just go in with a concealer. You don't even really need to go in with anything. You can probably just put orange eyeshadow straight over it. I do it just to give the lips a bit more definition, and if you do go in with concealer on your lips first, then the orange eyeshadow will show up more. So it's just to give it a base to put the eyeshadow on, but you can use face paint or you can use concealer, or you can just use foundation if you want, just to give it a base for the eyeshadow to stick to. So I'm just going to fill the lips in orange, and then I'm going to go over it with the orange eyeshadow. So I'm using the Birds of Paradise palette again from Makeup Revolution, and then I'm just going to shade in over the lips with the orange. Then I'm going to take the yellow, and because it's going to have a skull effect, so we're going to put like skull teeth on it, just lines. I'm going to shade the whole area where the teeth are going to go, so I'm going to put the orange and then shade into yellow, and then I'm going to go and draw on the skull mouth. Just draw the line along the middle with black face paint. Again, you can use black eyeliner as well, and then just fill in. I'm just using lines where the teeth would be. You can do straight lines where it goes onto your cheek, but as soon as you get to your lips, it's easier to do it bottom and then top, bottom and then top, rather than just trying to do one line the whole way down. So just fill that in all the way to the end. Next, I'm going to use white face paint to fill in the dots, just to give the detail to the butterfly wings. Again, if you haven't got white face paint, you can use white eyeliner. You can use white pencil, but it probably wouldn't show up as much. What you could do, if you haven't got white face paint or white eyeliner, you could go in and do the dots with concealer and then cover them with white eyeshadow, maybe. It's probably a lot easier if you've got white pencil or you've got white face paint, but there are different ways that you can do it. So I'm just going to go in now and fill in all the white detail, and this really, I love the white detail because it really makes the butterfly wings pop. It sort of just finishes the look. So I'm going to go all around the nose and then all around the bottom of the neck, just add that detail in, and then do the same on the other side. And last thing, add lashes, and your look's finished.